So like I actually recommend that anyone who is interested in robotics or embedded systems or these kind of things, you should definitely participate in E&TC robotics competition. Or they give us different kind of resources. So this is you have to do. You have to build. You have to make a robot which will be in simulation probably. And you have to make it. You have to program it to do different kind of things, different kind of activities. For me, it was a robotic arm. So that's where I learned how to manage my time and self-learn efficiently.
What do you think that is lacking in juniors today? I would not say lacking. I would just frame it as is there anything that you would like your juniors to adapt to? You know,
Okay.
learn something.
Okay. So there's one biggest thing, like biggest catch that our juniors are facing right now. That is they came from the COVID pandemic. Like they have always been into online, and I've noticed many times that whatever they do, during Team Cipher's recruitment process, there's a recruitment process for it, and we generally take interviews as well. So in those interviews, I've noticed it many times that our juniors, the things that they must know, the basic things from 11th or 12th or maybe first year or maybe the first page of the book or something like that, they don't know it, and they always stick at the reason that we are online batch and all. So that is not that shouldn't be the case. Since you are online, you actually have a lot of opportunity to explore yourself, because there are limitations. There are no restrictions on you as such, if I must say that way, frankly. So you can take the advantage of this situation very well. So you must take that is the first thing. Second is that I've noticed that many people are like, even if they have a lot of talent, even if they have a lot of potential to do stuff, even if they are doing stuff, whenever they kind of face a problem, like huge problem that they can't solve no matter how much they try, they just sit and like whine or something like they don't like they just give up. So that is not what you should do, or neither should you get irritated as well. Instead, you should talk to your teachers. Why did I say teachers? Because teachers are a resource, even if they might not be able to help you with the problem, but they definitely can give you some connections that will help you. You should try to discuss it with your friends who might be able to solve it. So approach it that way. Then whenever there's a kind of a thing that I've noticed in student teams, that juniors expect that their seniors or whoever are the people in the leadership positions in those student teams, they will handle them. But that's not the case. You should be able to act independent, and you should be able to take up responsibility for yourself and what you are going to learn, because ultimately it will affect you only. So that is what I would like to say.
Lovely, Akash. So well said. There's so much of communication gap. You know, throughout your what you're saying, you were so much focusing on the networking part and the communication part. You know, these are something that's so important for an engineer, and still it gets so missed out. And so well
Yes.
you have put up that you need to communicate, you need to come out of the shell of yours and come up and speak your problems, speak up your ideas. And pandemic is not that reason why you shouldn't do it. We have enough opportunities here at college and outside. So when you first, you very well said, you know, pandemic is the reason that we do not get enough opportunities. No, there are opportunities, but then students just don't want to come forward, and you know, because they don't see that external push. So maybe if you're in the other times, even in college, maybe the friends going, so due to the peer pressure many students do certain things. But here when you're independent, there's no peer pressure and there's nobody to push you, and I think that holds many students back. And so well said, Akash. I just love the way you said it. So moving on to the next question, what are the most important things a robotics aspirant must know?
Okay, so there are a lot of things that a robotics aspirant must know to begin with. But like for starters, the basic things that you learned in 11th and 12th, Then in your engineering as well, related to your physics, the basic mechanics, how to solve kinematic equations and all. So these kind of those are the building blocks of robotics, like from mechanical point of view as well. Like you might be thinking that all of this falls under mechanical category. So if I am CS, then what is its use to me? So the thing is, whenever you come to the programming aspect of robots, there's a lot of maths and physics involved. So if you know the basics, you are good. You are in the safe side. So that's where I'd like to that's what I'd like to point out first, because there are many people who get the misconception that if you take a ply and if you put some wheels and motors on it and a remote, congratulations, you have made a robot. No, it's not that. No, it's not just that. There's a lot of things that are involved. Then speaking of technologies, you must be knowing, like right now, there's a specific technology which is very much trending in robotics, which is ROS, Robot Operating System. So it is not an operating system, but it is a good. It is something that you can later check it out. Like it falls out of the scope of this video right now. So ROS is the first thing that I'd like to mention. Then basic electronics, how to program an Arduino, how to connect different kind of sensors or motors, or how to use electronics, so or how to use a multimeter as well. So that is something, one thing. Then basic mechanical things, like related to hardware, how to drill and all, something basic. Then moving on towards the software development part, you must be knowing C, C++, and Python. These three languages are like, they are the pillars of the robotics software development. Like if you want to make something very fast, if you want to get your prototype done really fast, Python is the way to go. If you want to get more intelligence into it, Python is the way to go. But if you want to make it more efficient, if you want the code to run faster, and also, so that is where C++ will come in, and that is also where ROS will help you. Then obviously, like a little bit of multidisciplinary approach would help. If you learn a basic CAD software like Fusion 360, it is of Autodesk. It is very easy to learn. In fact, I am an E&TC engineer, but I still know how to use it, at least on basic level. So it will help you moving on ahead. So yeah, that's all I'd like to keep it
Basic things that
basic.
robotics aspirant must know. And I think most of the thing comes with experience, and the more you do, the more you learn, right?
Exactly.
And I think one of the major misconceptions also that CSIT should not be involved with robotics. So I've seen many of them say that I'm a CS IT engineer and I don't need to know anything about it, and what am I supposed to do with robotics kind of thing.
That's it.
That is, I think, one of the another misconception that students should not be having.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on, I was like to ask, Akash, you have been an intern with an organization for over a year. Could you tell us about this internship and how it has helped you, your learnings and your experience regarding
Yeah.
this internship?
Yeah, sure. So, like, it was basically in my third year, in the beginning of my third year. I believe it was in September 2021. So, I got in contact with a startup. They are not exactly very much settled, but they were working in the same field that I was interested in, that is in robotics, in mobile robotics, basically. So they had a they were a product company. And their product is related to warehouse robotics. You must have seen in Amazon and Flipkart warehouses that there are robots which pick up some kind of loads, some kind of packages, and they deliver it to some other places within the warehouse itself. So that is what they are into. They are building those robots and the software needed for it. So how did it help me? Back at that time, I was just a new comer, like a new learner for ROS, Robot Operating System, and many other things as well. Like I was multitasking at that time. So, but I wasn't able to put it together. Like, how do these things relate together? So when I got into that internship, and that too for an year, I learned how to implement it hands-on. Like I was learning it sideways. I was implementing it on simulation without any hardware. And I was like, once that was done, I was immediately implementing it on the hardware as well. And the most interesting part is that even the hardware part, right from mechanical and electronics perspective, all of that was built by me and another intern that was with me. He was a mechanical guy. So it was really exciting to be able to, you know, handle that much of an important thing of that company. So yeah. So and apart from that, apart from all of these technical skills, I learned a lot of professional skills, like how to manage my time, how do people actually use those Gantt charts and all of these kind of things. How do they manage their deadlines? How do they actually manage their work and life balance? That was also one thing that I got a first-hand experience in there.
Mhm.
And those people were very friendly, so I got to learn a lot of these things from them. So yes.
And yes, Akash, we can see all that professionalism and everything coming, in a complete form today with us. The Akash is sitting is a well professional individual there and speaking to us. There's so much of difference between a student who has not done an internship and the one who has done an internship. And that too for 1 year, I think there's a great turning there.
Yeah, that's true. But I'd like to add one thing, that even if you are not able to do an internship, it should not hold you back. If you are involved in a project, if you pick up a certain project, if you try to do it as professionally as possible, with whatever resources that you have, with whatever resources that you can get by exploring over LinkedIn and with your seniors and with your teachers, you'll just as like you will develop in the same way that I did and my other friends as well. Like they
Great,
had a
amazing. So there's no reason to hold back. I don't have an internship, so I don't know anything.
yeah,
There's
that
always a way for everything.
yes,
Nice,
exactly.
amazing. Okay. So Akash, you were once a junior, and then you were guided by some very strong seniors. Today you are a seniors whom our juniors look up to. The transition from a junior to senior, would you like to take a minute to recollect the journey of yours?
Yeah, sure. So when I was a junior, I used to be kind of troublesome, I believe, for my seniors, because I always used to get behind them and ask them different kind of things, and maybe sometimes irritate them. But the thing is that I was fortunate enough that my seniors weren't the kind of people who would get irritated by getting bombarded by so many questions. Instead, they were excited to answer those. And like those people, they like as a junior in my first year, I learned some basic stuff from them, and also some stuff that I must know, that I probably wouldn't have gotten introduced to through my course or so. So that was one thing. Second is that apart from those technical stuff, like more of it is like they helped more in my personality development, not only just technical. In fact, the personality part was more than the technical aspect. So like they helped me set my mindset straight, like how should I act, how should I manage different kind of things at a time, how should I behave with my friends or with my juniors and all. So like even if it was unintentional, but I got to learn a lot of the non-technical things as well from them. So that is definitely one thing that I'm really grateful for from them. Then as I transitioned toward a senior, like let's say when I was in second year, and there were first year people with me, not under me, I would say with me, because there's a lot of things that I am getting to learn from them as well, even today. And in fact, there are many people who are really good from me as well. So it is always a two-way communication kind of thing between any kind of senior and a junior. That is what I concluded from all my experiences, that we get to learn from them, they get to learn from us, we help them, they help us. So yeah. And like in my second year, when I was chosen as a electronics and programming section team lead of my team of team Cipher. So that was very stressful for me in the beginning, because I'm just a second year student. I just moved from first year to second year, and I was giving such a big role. So back then, whatever my seniors did and whatever my friends of the same batch did, it all helped me to cope up with my studies, and also with my performance in the team, and also help me set things straight, set my goals straight, set the team's goals straight. So yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's.
so that was a very beautiful journey. I think your transition from a junior to senior happened quite quick, right? Because right in second year you're placed into a leadership position. So I would say that you're very strong, because when you're young and then you have so many responsibilities, there's so much expectations also from you. So to cope up with that kind of expectations, to manage time. Back then we had even offline lectures, so managing time, expectations, as well as this. When it's a team, there's a lot of other aspects also that comes into picture. So to manage all of that in a young age, and with so such a little experience, I think it's a great feat to achieve. So glad that you could get that experience, and we are able to listen it from you.
Yeah, and in fact, like it wasn't just me. Like as I mentioned, my batchmates were also there, and all of us together tried to lead and tried to figure things out, because I didn't know, they didn't know. So chalo, sort out karte. So that's how it
Very
happened.
nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is Cipher to you today, and how do you see Cipher in future? Been with Cipher for last 4 years, and this being the final year, and since many of the responsibilities have been passed down to your juniors as well, how do you see it today, and what do you see it tomorrow?
Okay. So uh, from henceforth, I would like to keep it as Team Robocon, because Cipher is very kind of general term, is what I feel. So uh, for today, Team Cipher slash Team Robocon, it is more of an like kind of an experiment for me. Like I'd like to see. I'm not sure that what kind of thing it will turn out later on. But the momentum that the team has achieved right now, and that it has trying to maintain the momentum, it is very nice. There's a lot of potential within in the juniors, and in other people, and in the seniors as well. Like they do have the capability to get more done in the field of robotics, and also to achieve a good result in the AB Robocon competition. So like I'd like to see that they push themselves a little bit ahead, and maybe someday they get that tag of Team India in the competition.
Definitely, sometime in your future that will be a reality. Sure,
Yeah.
your wish, your desire, your passion will be carried down to the juniors as well. There's no doubt about it. So, Akash, you mentioned earlier that it's a desire and your regret. But are there any other regrets, or have anything else that you think you wished you should have known earlier? Some regret that you would think that a junior should not make.
Okay, so like seeing how things have turned out to be in my final year, I don't actually have a lot of regrets. Like whatever there are, it's only related to work and life balance, because I was really messed up in my third year, trying to balance of both. And that was when I got in kind of into an addiction of watching anime and Korean dramas and all. So if anyone is into it, please get out. So that is what I'd like to mention in the first place. So yeah, like what I've wished I should have known earlier is that uh, since I'm into robotics from a lot of like since my schooling itself, so I really wished I could have known all of these technologies earlier, that these things exist, and I can do it.
Akash, is that the reason why you today go and teach students in school? Because you think that you should have known it, and you want the school students also to know it. So I know that you'll go and teach in schools robotics. So is that the reason?
Okay, so like that was I don't go right now. When I was in my first year, that is when I used to do it as a part-time teaching, part-time job. So yeah, that is partly the reason. And also another reason was that because the organization with which I uh, was involved in, EduSmart Solutions, I guess right now they are named as Tiny Bots. So they are the people who like those teachers are the ones who kind of introduced me to all of this stuff in my schooling. So I wanted to get in touch with them, and that is why I got in touch with them. And yeah, that is also why I interact with a lot of students, and I try to give them as much as exposure as possible. Yes.
Wonderful thing to do, Akash. Wonderful. Giving back to the society what you got is something very beautiful, and I think your very nature of giving, I think it's very beautiful to have you all as a personality. Very well said. So, last but not the least, do we have any message for the juniors, the audience in general?
Okay, so there's a point that I mentioned that I noticed with everyone. It's that many people are trying to, like, they are too much focused on placements and too much focused on getting jobs. So see, like, if you get involved in engineering, if you do your engineering right, and if you do your projects, and if you do your other kind of extracurricular activities right, you'll definitely get a job. That is 100% surety. Of course, if you want to get into Amazon or Google or these kind of places, you will have to put more effort into it. But like, first, like, since you are like, I've noticed even first year students are asking that, bhaiya hum apti ka chalu kare kya preparation. So that was a very surprising thing for me. So no, it's not needed. You should focus on your engineering only first at the moment. Like,
Be present and enjoying
present.
the moment is
Exactly.
very important.
It's very
Right.
important. You can take all of that tension in maybe third year ending, or maybe in final year also.
I think too much of content and too much of awareness is also a little problem for the people who are handling it. But being present and knowing what they're supposed to do at the given moment is very, even if you don't know it is fine. Just be in touch with a lot of people so that you eventually come to know what you want to do in the end.
Yeah,
So that was beautiful, Akash. Thank you so much for sparing your time and coming with us and saying so many things to our juniors and our audience. It was definitely a blessing to have you with us today. Hope you all the best. Wish you all the best for all your future endeavors, and keep helping others, keep helping our students, and keep up with your passion that is robotics. Thank you so much, Akash.
thanks a lot.
And for our audience, thank you so much for being with us today. And we'll be back with another episode with another student of ours. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye.